welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden Jay, hanging out with
the rocker chick
and
J-Dub.
and we are the United States of Paranormal. Ladies, hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
This.
This is what's going on.
Exactly.
J-Dub's got us all messed up. We're recording on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday, so tomorrow, like, it's Friday and the weekend is coming. I had one of the doctors actually tell me that today, and I was talking to him, and I was getting ready to walk out of the office. He's like, "Hey, you have a good weekend." And I looked at him, I said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And he's like, "Great, you just ruined my day." I was like, "Oh, sorry. Sorry about that."
Then we wake up tomorrow and it's like, oh, it's Friday. No, fuck, it's Thursday.
Remind me to text her first thing in the morning. It's not Friday.
Right?
Oh, well, it's been an exciting week. What have you guys been up to? Come on, there's got to be something going on.
You go first.
We had a pretty great weekend. We went hiking a couple weeks ago down at Shades. If you listen to Golden Image Podcast, we do a whole segment on Shades State Park with a little bit of turkey run thrown in there. That was a great weekend away, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
There was a couple of restaurants we went to that just
They were not good.
I'm going to talk more about them on Golden Image Podcast. But so we hiked all day Saturday, went out to this restaurant. That was a dud. I've never in my life been to a restaurant where they put the check on the table before the last two dishes were served.
We got three of us got served about 45 minutes before 2.
Wow.
And it was just fettuccine Alfredo, add chicken and shrimp. That was it.
And it wasn't very good. So, yeah.
Well, she got the spaghetti and absolutely hated it. What, 2 bites and that was it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, threw the rest away. But yeah, I'd never. We were there 2.5 hours.
Oh, my God.
If it wasn't for the company, I just would have got up and walked out. Like, fuck you, keep your food. But we were having.
And our waitress was just not very. I mean, she had to tell us her whole life story, and that this was her first day back, and it was just terrible, and nothing was going right, and. Yeah.
At one point, she was crying at the table.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I've been like,
Yeah, I don't think we'll go back to that place.
I don't think so
No,
either.
no.
No second shot.
But
there.
we got up then Sunday morning and headed out to do some more hiking. And the whole time we're talking about going to lunch at this place in Crawfordsville called Harry's, which is supposed to be like a sub out of the Harry's up in Chicago. They carry the same menu and all that stuff. And my buddy Billy was like, "Oh, Germ, there is a Chicago dog waiting on you. As soon as we get there, you're gonna have a Chicago dog." So that's all I could think about was a Chicago dog. And we jumped back in the car after hiking, drove down, parked, walked around the corner to Harry's, and there's a big sign on the door: Department of Health condemned.
oh, no. That's horrible.
Tell me about it. I didn't get my fucking Chicago dog.
Yeah. Well, where'd you end up going?
Well, as they started searching the map, what was in, because we're downtown Crawfordsville, there's other restaurants. So we searched the map, and Billy's like, "There's a brewery down here. We'll head down there." I'm like, "Okay." So we head down there. Closed. So we turn around, and there's a pizza joint just about a half block down. It's like, fuck, let's get some pizza. Walk down there, big sign on the door. What was it? Delivery and takeout only.
Oh, my gosh.
So we ended up at this fucking, it's called the
hamburger place.
Yeah, it's called the Barefoot Hamburger. So Barefoot Burger, I think is what it was. And I wouldn't go back there either. That was an hour and a half of waiting and it just was not that good. It was just kind of So.
Yep. It was a good time hiking, but yeah, the food was not very.
Yep, we did not do well in our restauranteering.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sean and my stepson Leighton went to Hocking Hills in Ohio.
Right.
And they were roughing it for the week, and they did pretty good. Sean said that they hiked like 25 miles the whole time they were there.
Wow.
And then they did MREs.
Oh.
And they said they were okay, except for, like one breakfast skillet was gross because it was just all mashed together.
Right.
But then they had lasagna. And for some reason, they said it was super spicy that they got the shit.
Oh, no.
And all they had was a pit toilet, like a hole in the ground with a pipe in it and a seat on top.
Oh, my.
Full of spiders.
Oh.
And it smelled so bad. And it was a half-mile away from their camp spot.
What?
I said, I just would have shit in the woods.
Well, if they would have taken your vehicle, the bucket is right there. They just could have just
I
used it.
know. I told them next time just take a bucket.
Yeah.
Because you had to park in the parking place and then walk a mile or two to your campsite.
Really?
Yeah, and then the shitter was half a mile from them.
Ah.
And Leighton walked up to one after he was like, oh my God, I'm going to poop my pants. He opened the door and he's like, nope.
Yep, I got all this
Full
shit
of-
in my
Full
pants.
of spiders. He said they were like as big as his hand.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Nasty. But they had fun.
Well, good. I hear Hocking Hills is a great place to hike.
Yeah.
Okay, so note to self: if we go, we get a hotel.
Or
Well,
a cabin.
yeah.
Just don't do the primitive.
Well, no, there's spiders as big as your hand.
Well, and he said that at night they had their headlamps on. They were just hanging out. And it looked like a glitter bomb went off at their campsite. And he's like, what happened? Did they have like a bachelorette party or something here? And he got down closer. It was fucking spider webs with wolf spiders.
Oh.
Oh, God. Oh, I got the goosebumps.
Oh man.
Hui. So, yeah,
Well, at least they had fun hiking.
they did. And I had fun being by myself at home with the dog and the horses.
Just the way you like it.
Yeah. It was good. They were happy to get home and have a real shower and sleep in a real bed
I'm sure.
and shit on a real toilet.
And yeah, and not give me the porcelain.
Yeah.
Take it every time. So we went to, that's been, as I was recording, that was 2 weekends ago. Yeah, 2 weekends ago we went. The boys, Gunnar and Skylar and Trevor and their friends went down the weekend before to Shades. And during our podcast we recorded for what come out Monday, they were talking about how bad the raccoons were.
Oh.
So I guess you haven't heard this story, but I guess Scott, when they first got there, Skylar had opened his cooler, taken the loaf of bread out and set it on the thing, and then had to go help Roy set up his tent. And when he came back, he's like, "What the hell happened to my bread?" And he's looking all over for it, and he looks back behind Trevor's tent, and there's the fucking raccoon just fucking pulling slices out of meat and staring at him.
He's like, ha ha, fuck you.
Oh, my gosh.
But they said they were so bad that, like, Jake had a screened-in area, so they put in their coolers into the screened-in area of his tent, and the raccoons were so bad they were trying to go through the screen, and I guess he woke up at one point, and there were raccoons that had grabbed a bag of chips, and they were trying to pull it through. He said he watched it for like half an hour.
Oh, that would be funny to watch.
But yeah, they
Wow.
said they were horrible. The raccoons were absolutely terrible down there, and just
Ugh.
rummaging through everything.
And that's crazy because we didn't really see any wildlife
No.
when we were hiking.
No.
So that's all got to be in the camping
In the campground. Yep.
Yeah, where the food is.
Yep. Well, and Shades is straight up all primitive too. There is absolutely no electric, water, sewer in there.
Oh.
They said the bathhouses were nice though, but the raccoons were absolutely horrible.
That's crazy.
Well, gang, we got an email. I want to put out here. It's from Rodney, who lives in Montana.
Ooh, nice.
He has just recently found the podcast. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Initially, I thought it was going to be weird running two teams, but I find that both groups are hilarious. And please continue being awesome.
Nice.
Well, thanks.
So I actually emailed him back and said, running 2 teams has definitely been a challenge, but we made it work. I did tell him that Team Tejas had bowed out.
He hasn't got to those episodes
at
yet.
episode 52, and I said, I'm not sure what episode you're on, but Team Boogers has done a good job keeping it going.
Please keep listening.
Keep listening. And so he actually emailed me back right away and said that he's on episode 38. And he looks forward to more shows. And because I kind of let him in on some things we got coming up. And he's looking forward to those. So,
cool.
Rodney, thank you so much for the email. I so much appreciate it. He asked, let's see, what does it say? I'm not sure if there's anything, but you should see if there's any stories that come from Montana. So I just did a quick Google. Wow. No speaky today.
Words are hard.
A Google search. And I think that if I do like what I'm going to do today on Montana, I think we can definitely put together a nice little episode of some things from Montana.
Cool.
I was trying to think. Didn't we watch a show or I watch a show where it was based out of Montana? Some lady bought up some.
Was that ghost town that was in Montana?
Isn't there a hotel in Montana that was like abandoned and then, what's it? They abandoned it and then people tried to restore it, but then it was so haunted that they stopped, and now it's still just sitting there.
There probably is, I'm sure.
There's a couple hotels and a couple inns and bars, and there was several different things that I don't know that there's a story there to do a whole episode on one single place, but yeah, definitely be able to put together like 2 or 3 or 4 of those and have a nice episode of the haunting of Montana. That sounded weird. Anyways, yeah, Rodney, we're definitely going to look into that, and I'm gonna do a story of it on the style that I'm gonna do today. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, that is our only email we got. So.
Dang it.
Thank
Send
you,
the emails.
Thank you, Rodney, for sending an email. So much appreciate it. And we'd love to hear. I actually did. I shouldn't say that's the only email. I did get another email, but I'm not going to tell you who it's from because they sent a voice clip, and she knows who she is. And when she hears this, she knows I'm talking about her. But all I'm going to tell you, I listened to it. And I fucking got the goosebumps. So we are looking for more voice clips.
You telling your ghost story.
Yeah, of you telling your ghost story, or if it's somebody in your family, or the stories.
You've heard throughout the years as a kid, whatever.
I'd like for it to be yours or a close relative of yours that you heard from the family. Send those. Just record them on your phone. Send them in to the United States Paranormal at gmail.com. I got one. And it's a good one. It's good. And I'm looking for more. I want to do about 3 or 4, and we'll do it. If I get 3 or 4, we'll do the episode. And I can't wait to do it because you're gonna get J-Dub and the Rocker Chicks reactions to them. Oh yeah.
Yay. No, I'm excited about it.
Yes, it's. I'm looking forward to it. So, to the sweet girl that sent me the voice clip, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, so what do you got for me? Yes.
Oh, let me ask you this: in a zombie apocalypse,
I'll be the first to be eaten.
who would you want in your little group? And what weapon would you choose? Like, who would you want? And maybe why? And then weapons.
I want my brother, Dan. Because he's a badass.
That makes sense.
How many do I have to pick?
4.
4 people?
4 people?
Holy cow.
Well, I'd want Bobby for recreational.
He's just going to put me in front of him.
I got to have a human shield.
Well, they would, because you have brains. They'd go for you first. Because zombies eat brains.
What?
Woo!
I'm sad now. Who else? I want Billy. Can I have Billy? I want Billy because he's a badass too. I'm basically just standing
He's gonna
back here,
taekwondo
eating a
those
fucking
zombies.
bag of chips, watching them just kick zombie ass.
Yeah.
One more.
One more. I
Wow.
was thinking of celebrities when you said
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking
No,
like
go
personal.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, anybody.
Anybody.
Oh.
You're choosing.
Well,
Go
fucking Chuck Norris then. Come on. Zombies won't even come around. They're already scared of Chuck Norris.
ahead. And what weapon?
You know what? You know what I'd like to have? I mean, can I have 2 weapons? I want 2 weapons.
All right, go ahead.
I want a sword.
Okay.
I definitely want a sword, but I want a bow and arrow. I think I'd be really good with a bow and arrow.
Have you ever shot one?
Yes.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
Are you any good?
It's been a while.
I'm going to take 2 too then.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
All right.
You got an AK-47?
No.
Oh.
That doesn't kill zombies.
It doesn't?
No, you have to like chop their heads off or something. I don't know.
You shoot him
true.
in the head, I think.
Yeah, I think you can shoot him in the head.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you ever saw Zombieland? You got to do the double tap.
Yeah.
Everything's different.
Who
I
would
want-
you... Go ahead.
So my weapons, I want a sickle and an axe.
Why a sickle?
So that way I can just swing it.
Yeah, you can just swing that bitch.
Chop them up.
Oh.
They're not very, I mean,
They're not
you
very
see
fast.
how they walk around. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to just.
Yeah, I'll never understand like in The Walking Dead when like all of a sudden they're like, oh, and the fucking zombies on top of them. It was like it took them 10 minutes to
Yeah.
fucking crumb up on you, dude. So what the fuck?
But then you have like Zombieland, and they're like, you know, sprinters in the Olympics.
True. What was the Brad Pitt one? The
World War Z.
Yeah, I never watched that, but weren't they fast in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they were
God,
very
yeah,
fast.
I remember where they were climbing up the wall. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
They were smart too.
Were they? Mm-hmm. Zombies can't be fast and smart. They're fucking zombies.
I don't know. I didn't write the script.
Yeah. This is why I never watched the damn movie.
So who would your people be?
Oh, okay. So, first off, I would want my brother Dan.
Sorry, Dawn, you're on your own.
And then I would want The Rock. Just
The
yes,
Rock?
Because I would hide behind him. And I could really hide behind him. And let's see, who else? Two more. I want the guy. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the show. What was the zombie show I just watched where he was taking care of the little girl?
Oh, shit. There we go. All of us? All
The Last of Us?
The Last of Us.
I
yeah.
want the main guy in that.
You want Pedro
because he was a
Pascal?
badass.
You want Pedro Pascal?
Is that what his name
He's
is?
also the Mandalorian.
I don't
And he's a
care about
badass
that.
in
I
that,
don't
dude.
care about
Fuck
that.
you.
I
That is important.
don't- Jesus. And I guess Jeremy.
Aw. For recreational.
No. So I can feel like I'm protecting somebody.
That's funny.
That's fucking cold. That is cold-hearted right there. Mean ass.
You love it.
I do. I let you protect me.
All right, your turn.
Well, I would want my brother because he was in the army. He was a sniper, and you know,
Yeah.
his weapons would be my weapons, and he has a whole arsenal of
Oh.
guns and bullets and ammo and everything. My husband, obviously, because he has the same recreational and all of the weapons that he has, and he's smart as all get out. So if they, you know,
Go for his brain first. Is that what you're
probably
saying?
they go for his brain, but I would try to protect him because we need his brain. Batman, and
Does Batman bring all his money?
why would we need his money? It's a
I don't
zombie
know.
apocalypse. All of his weapons
Okay.
and his vehicles.
Wow.
Zombie apocalypse, nothing's open, so you just take what you want.
Yeah.
That's
You don't
true.
need money.
I have seen Zombieland. I know.
And then
Fucking Twinkies.
probably. Oh my God. I can't think of anybody.
I'm surprised you didn't say Jensen Ackles.
No?
You wouldn't take Dean Winchester with you?
All right, maybe over you.
Oh!
Oh.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's recreational.
Oh, I would take
Yes.
Damon Salvatore.
Ooh, okay.
Because he's a vampire, so he could, he's
He
fast.
could- you were blushing a little bit when you said that. Wait, didn't you have some Game of Thrones guy that you like? You maybe hashtag.
Oh,
it.
The Witcher. The Witcher. Yeah, I need more than
So,
four.
what are your weapons?
She already said.
I've got plenty of weapons with
No, you
everybody
got to
else's
pick
stuff.
2 of your very own weapons. You can't just
Okay,
run around
fine.
stealing Sean's weapons.
Okay, fine.
Just give me the pistol. Just give me the gun.
I am a good shot. I am.
I actually believe that you probably are.
I would want one of those. It's not a crossbow, but it's like what they shoot like big fish with. Those big
Oh, a spear gun.
Yeah, spear
Yeah.
gun. I want a spear gun, and those big hedge clippers.
You better have a sharpener with you because it's gonna get dull real quick.
Well, you guys have
True.
swords and stuff, so you'd have to have sharpeners too. But I want those big hedge clippers so I can just go up and be like, pop their heads off, snip them off, cut their weenies off, and be like, hey.
Hey, now. Shit, you don't have to cut off wieners. Jesus. What did they do? Just fucking chop off their head and let them die? Don't fucking take off their wieners.
Double tap.
It's done. Took both heads
Yes,
off.
I did. That's what I was going to say.
Oh my gosh.
All right, listeners, I would love to hear what your... you got 2
Your
weapons.
top 4.
Your 2 weapons and your top 4 people you would take with you and who you want in your group in a zombie apocalypse. That is the United States.
He's thinking about weenies cutting off.
Nobody wants that. The United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. You know you have a top 4 list. Treating it like it's the call, guys, baby.
Oh gosh.
Well, Dan made 2 of the 3 groups. Good job.
Yeah.
I'd say Billy because, man, he's Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu, and he's not scared of shit. And he can haul a 27-pound backpack around. So.
That's true. He did all weekend.
All right. Well, are we ready to get into today's story?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting because, we have a lot of things I'm kind of working on. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I was just searching around the internet and, just kind of looking for some stuff. And I ran across an idea. So I ran with it. And I actually went out and did some research and picked 5 haunted places in Indiana that ain't like, it's not like the Willows Weep or, like the huge places that everybody talks about. These are kind of some just some short stories, and there's not a ton of the haunting in it, but we will talk about some of what goes on in some of these places. So, so here it is. This is just top 5 haunted places in Indiana. Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah.
I am.
All right. First off, we're going to start off in Nashville, Indiana, at 6404 State Road 135 South at the Story Inn.
I've been there.
I'm actually interested to see what you have to say about this place. Actually, I don't understand. I looked at it on the map. It legitimately has a Nashville address, but it is not. I mean, it's probably 20 miles away from Nashville.
Yeah.
And it's in a little area that they call Story, which was founded by Dr. George Story. in 1851. And it became a booming settlement a few decades later, but was abandoned after the Great Depression. So, is it you were there? Is Story abandoned? I mean, or is it just kind of just a little bitty ass town?
It's not abandoned now. The Story Inn looks like it. It looks old, but they've turned it into a bed and breakfast and a restaurant.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there's like there's houses around it. And they have like a wine fest there. So it's getting better, but you can tell that it had been at one time abandoned. Yeah.
It was pretty rough at one point.
yeah.
Guest experiences with the ghost of the Blue Lady. Have you heard about the Blue Lady? Actually, if you look at like Indiana's Haunted Trail, the Story Inn is actually on the Haunted Trail that you can. I mean, it goes all the way from Warsaw all the way down through there and around. So, but yeah, so the Blue Lady is. They say her eyes are hypnotic blue, and she smells like cherry tobacco, because they believe that she like once smoked like cherry cigars or a cherry pipe or something like that, and she likes to leave blue items in strange places around the inn. Though no one knows who the Blue Lady is, the employees have decided she must have been one of Dr. Story's wives, though there is no reason to believe this. They just happen to say, well, maybe that's where she come from, because nobody knows anything about her. She's just there. They've had experiences with like seeing her on the stairway and and stuff like that. But I mean, she's not
malicious.
Thank you.
They just see her.
They just see her.
randomly
Yep.
and
Well,
see
and she fucking
things.
she takes shit and she puts it everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's only blue items, they say.
That's why they call her the,
The
Blue
Blue
Lady.
Lady,
She's
yeah.
got blue eyes and she leaves the blue things.
If you're interested, you can stay, because you said it was a bed and breakfast. You can stay in the Blue Lady room and summon her by turning on the blue light next to the bed.
Oh.
There
Very
you
cool.
go. Like I said, these stories are short. There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, wasn't a lot of like personal experiences and stuff like that. So I thought it would be kind of cool just to tell these short stories like this. So there you go. That's the story. That's the story of the Story Inn.
The Story Inn.
The Story Inn, where they have the restaurant, they have a lot of old stuff, artifacts and stuff that they found around there. So there probably could be other things too.
She could have been an attachment to something they found.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It smells old in there too.
Does it?
Yeah,
But I heard the food is amazing.
it is.
Yeah. I read that there's some great cuisine down there. I thought I had it written down. The lady that is running the restaurant was like some culinary lady from like some big city. I can't even remember when it was now.
Yeah, you guys should go.
We should go. I like Nashville. Although it wasn't like I remember it when I was a kid, the last time we were down there. Because I was in Nashville when it wasn't a big ass tourist trap, when it was still fucking gypsies and
That would be fun. Yeah.
and there were little tents everywhere that people selling their shit. The reptile house is still there. It's somewhere in there. I didn't see it last time we were down there. They have a great sports shop there. I sit and talk to that dude for like fucking 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't shut up. He would not let me leave. My whole group left. Bobby, Montana, and Trevor left the store and went to 4 other stores while I'm trying to get out of this guy, and he's talking to me about sports and shit. So
That's funny.
it was a good time. So yeah, Nashville's a great little town. Story is like on the other side of the Hoosier National Forest. Is that right? That goes down there. I'm sure it's a straight shot road through there, but
Yeah, we went down camping with the horses, and there's a place or a trail from the Hoosier National Park, the campground for the horses, all the way to Story. And on the bottom, underneath Story Inn, there's an old bar, and you can put your horses there, and you can go eat, or you can go to the bar and
Really?
then ride back. Yeah,
Nice.
it's
nice.
fun.
So you didn't stay there, you just ate there?
Correct.
Gotcha.
There you go. but she's been there.
She's go. It's cool.
All right, next up is the Edna Collins Bridge. Edna Collins Covered Bridge is the newest of the Putnam County 9 covered bridges. And it's either called the Edna Collins Bridge or it's called the Baby Bridge. Built by Charles Hendricks in 1922. So that's the newest of the covered bridges.
Oh, wow.
To span Little Walnut Creek and, ironically, to replace a concrete bridge that was washed away in high water. So wait, there was a concrete bridge that was there, but it got washed away in high water, so they just built a wood bridge over top of it. It's cheaper, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
A little girl by the name of Edna Collins lived nearby and frequently swam in Little Walnut Creek. Now, this is a little odd to me, but, they didn't give a year. But her parents would actually drop her off on their way to town, and when they returned, they would honk 3 times to let her know it was time for her to leave. One day, Edna failed to respond to the horn, and upon searching the creek, she was found to have drowned.
Aww.
Some stories say that she was trying to rescue her dog, and some or more violent ones even have her murdered, not drowned. But circumstances concerning her death are unknown. Various variations of the story have her mother following her in death. Okay, so let me get into this a little bit more. So what had happened is that's just kind of a brief overview. It wasn't when they went to town. A lot of the time they would actually go to work, and they were trying to save money and didn't have childcare. So Edna would they would drop her off down by the bridge, and she would play down there. And they did this a lot. She would just play down by the bridge. She'd be there 8-10 hours a day, just playing down by the water. Groups of her friends would come by and play, but they said a lot of the time she would be the last one to leave that area, and it was nothing for them to, leave her there. So on this particular day, it was just same routine. They come back, honk the horn, and she didn't come, the story varies a little bit on whether they found her right away or whether it was a day or so later. So take your pick on that. But they say that her mom, I do believe her mom's name was Sarah, was so distraught over this that she actually went down to the bridge and threw a rope over and hung herself from the bridge.
That's sad.
So when you go down to the bridge, here's the routine you got to follow. If you drive onto the bridge, you turn off your engine and honk the horn 3 times. If you follow the pattern of her parents, Edna is supposed to appear and then try to get into the car with you.
Ooh. How far away is this?
This is down in Putnam County. I had it listed. It must be on a different sheet of paper, and I did not type it up right. But it's somewhere. I'm thinking it's down by the Cincinnati area, down in that particular spot. But don't hold me to that. I'd have to look up where Putnam County is. Some witnesses have found child-sized handprints on their car and heard the laughter of a little girl nearby. To encounter the mother, place a piece of rope hanging from the sign of the nearby church. Once on the bridge, it is said it will summon a shadowy figure.
Did you say church?
Yeah, there's a nearby church.
Oh.
So if you hang a rope from the church's sign and then drive onto the bridge, then it should summon her shadowy figure. What do you think of that one?
Of the whole story?
Yeah.
Well, it's sad.
It's
It's sad.
It's just sad. It's just sad. It is sad, but I mean, come on, guys. Why? I guess if you got to do what you got to do, but
Why wouldn't you just leave her at home? Like
that is a good
kid and
question.
She wants to play, so.
Well, I guess from my understanding, Edna begged for them to do that. It was like
Maybe a lot of kids were down there and she knew it, so she was like, "Well, why can't I go down there with them while you're at work?"
right. So there you go.
There you go.
There's the Edna Collins Bridge in Putnam County.
When did they say when this occurred? When?
No, there wasn't. I didn't
wasn't
get a
any
date. I missed the
I mean,
date
'cause
of the year that
back in
happened.
Back in the day, I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't have babysitters when we got a little bit older. I don't know how old she was, but
She was 10.
oh, see, yeah.
Yeah, I was in elementary school, and my mom would set the timer on the stove for me to get up, and I had a house key that was on a necklace, and I was in elementary school, so 5th, 6th grade.
What do they call that? They call that a lat. What do they call that? A latchkey kid, where you just had your own key to the house and they didn't have to worry about where you were going and who there was going to be an adult around. You just carried a key with you and you got in your own house and that was that. All right, move on to the next one. This one you guys might have heard of. It's called Whisper Estate, and it is actually at 714 West Warren Street in Mitchell, Indiana. Built in 1894 and a home to Dr. George and Sarah White. That's where I got the Sarah. Sorry, guys. For a short time before they sold it to Dr. John Gibbons and his wife Jessie in 1899. The couple sadly couldn't have children of their own, so they adopted 3 orphan children whom they loved dearly. But soon the tragedy started. 10-year-old Rachel snuck out of bed on Christmas morning in 1921 to peek at her Christmas presents, and they were next to the fireplace. Rachel accidentally came too close to it, and her clothes caught fire.
Aww.
Rachel got badly burned and died at the house 2 days later. John and Jessie were literally heartbroken, but tragedy didn't stop there. Their infant daughter, Elizabeth, who was only 10 months old, suddenly died in the master bedroom. The cot death was the conclusion.
Oh.
What is a cot death?
Probably just like when how they say don't put babies on their stomachs when they're so young because they can suffocate. So it's probably
it'd be SIDS, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. But the real cause was never found. Heartbroken again, Jessie fell ill with pneumonia and died only 2 weeks after her little girl.
Aww.
So lots of death in the
in stereo.
Oh. In 2006, the house was bought by somebody who wanted to turn it into a bed and breakfast. That seems to be the highlight of haunted houses these days, bed and breakfast. The house had been vacant for a while and desperately renovating. When the house was being renovated, I don't even know, people. God,
Get your life together.
I need to make better life choices.
Renovated.
Strange things started to happen. People started hearing disembodied whispers that came from all over the house. And that's when they named it Whispers Estates. The master bedroom sometimes strongly smells like baby powder. Sometimes the sound of babies crying are going on in there. People have stayed in the room feel like they were suffocating, as if somebody was sitting on their chest. I'm assuming that would go with like the SIDS feel then. The closet doorknob is known to jingle for a while before the door opens by itself. Disembodied footsteps have been heard. The sound is almost always associated with growls, pushing, scratching, or even biting.
Wonder what that would be.
I don't know. The family dog?
Maybe.
A large shadow called the Big Black has been seen in the doctor's room. Dr. Gibbons had a general practice in the house on the first floor for about 26 years. Patients have died in this house. But the psychics claim that Big Black isn't of this world. The black mass also moves around the house and has not been violent so far, but it is terrifying. Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of the doctor's practice, according to some psychics, there are at least 4 graves in the backyard.
Ooh.
As well as are you ready for this?
Maybe.
A pit grave.
Ew.
With amputated limbs, internal organs, and aborted fetuses. That's where they were dumped at.
Wow.
Well, okay.
The doctor himself haunts the premise as well. He is known for whispering into young women's ears.
Oh, we're safe.
We are. Wait. I was safe way before that.
So, if they know that stuff's buried in the backyard, like the pit grave, do you think they dug it up? Or how do they know that it was there? Just records?
I would imagine they had dug it up at one point and took it all out, probably. But that don't mean anything. A lot of the spirits and stuff just stay with what they know.
Well, yeah, but I was just curious how they found out if it was just records or if they accidentally dug it up. You know, hey, we're going to put a gazebo here, so let's dig a little bit and, oh, God.
So much for the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to whisper in young women's ear, and he likes to grab and touch people in inappropriate ways.
Ooh.
So he's definitely a creeper. People claim that inside the house there is a portal which runs from the front parlor into the 3rd floor room / attic. So it doesn't even take you to like a fucking different dimension. It just takes you from the front of the house to the attic. Which I suppose if I'm storing Christmas decorations, that'd be all right.
Yeah, just throw them in the portal and be like, here you go.
They just spit out the other end.
Too bad they don't put themselves up.
That's true. Well, if you throw them just right into the portal, maybe they'll land on the shelving that you have stacked up right at the other side of the portal.
Well, I mean, like when you throw it from the attic, the Christmas tree and all the stuff that goes on it, you throw it down and be like, ta-da!
That's true. Kind of like a
nice.
mixer, like a mixing portal.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think?
That would be great.
I hate putting decorations on a Christmas tree. I don't know why. I hate it.
You know what the last time I put Christmas decorations on a Christmas tree was?
When?
I don't know. 5, 6, 7 years ago?
I usually make you put like 1 on at least, but
Well, I usually go through and go, no, Patty Mahomes needs to be tossing to Travis Kelce ornament. He needs to be throwing to the Mahomes to Kelce ornament. And then throw, who else do we got? Joe Montana is his backup. Go Chiefs. As we get into this.
So random.
As we get into this weekend just before preseason. Anyways, people claim that inside the house. Oh, I told you that part. Another ghost of psychics have picked up on is that of a gentleman in his 50s or 60s. They didn't really go into too much detail on that, just that he was kind of that age. Guests report feeling earthquake-like tremors in the doctor's bathroom.
Okay.
Some beds tend to shake violently when guests sleep in them. Strange smell of cologne, aftershave, cigars, meat, cabbage, and dirty medical bandages have been noticed by visitors as well.
Ew, gross.
Boy, that is just a lot of different smells.
That's a hodgepodge, isn't it? Every fucking time I hear that people smell cologne, I think of you.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I know
every
what that's
time.
like.
Yeah.
I know what that's like.
A group of women who felt compassion towards Rachel brought along a doll when they visited the house. They took it up to what used to be her room. A while later, the doll was found at the foot of the stairs. It smelled like smoke and was slightly burnt.
Oh.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Rachel. All right, so there's Whisper Estates in Mitchell, Indiana.
That one's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I do believe that our friend Connor Biddle actually, I think he went there and did an investigation. I'll have to go back and double check that, but what is it, Paranormal Encounters? I think is his YouTube page. Get a chance to go check it out. Him in India, they go to different places, but that's his. Is that his wife? Damn, I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend.
I think it was just girlfriend.
I think you're right. All right, you guys ready to move on? Because
Yeah.
we're going to Hell's Gate,
Hell's Gate.
located in Brazil, Indiana.
That's close.
I know. I don't fucking think I want to go there.
Let's go right now.
No, right now?
We got time right now.
All right. Sorry, guys. Got to go. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Indiana, Brazil, Indiana is a tunnel that is so creepy it has been nicknamed Hell's Gate Tunnel. Legend says, okay, check this out. Legend says that there are 7 gates to hell located throughout the Wabash Valley. And this tunnel is said to be one of them.
What? Why Wabash Valley?
Well, Wabash Valley goes all the way down Terre Haute and down through there. So, I mean, that's considered all Wabash Valley down. Is it from Lafayette down almost to Evansville?
Yeah,
I think
don't
it's
know.
Wabash Valley. I'm
Okay.
going to look
Anyways.
into this. I want to find the other 6 gates, just so I know where they are. Now you fucking going.
Yeah, we are.
The story says that years ago there was a train derailment near the area and many people passed away, and that the gate opened up and took them all to hell. Of course, that's the story, you know. Rumors say that there is a man that takes guard of the gate and will only appear if you have been under the bridge for over 30 minutes. The man is said to be 7 feet tall and will chase you if he sees you. It is also said that you can hear the cries of those killed in the train wreck, along with the chanting of past cult members deep in the woods.
So what happens if he catches you? He just takes you to hell?
I would assume so.
Oh, okay.
Nobody ever said they got caught by him. They must have. He's an old man. He doesn't run that fast. I think he's carrying a lantern and shit. So
It's like a zombie.
just chop off his head with my fucking ninja sword.
Cut his wiener off.
No, we're not cutting off wieners.
Why?
Oh my god, I can see it now. Jen shit in a bucket holding the wiener. That's our new T-shirt.
Toilet paper in one, wiener in the other.
Maybe the wiener's holding the toilet paper roll. I don't know. Anyways, let's go back to my story here.
Okay.
So here's what you do. You go through Brazil, going north on the main road. When you go over a bridge, you then turn left on the 1500 road. Go down the street until you get to an old train tunnel. At this bridge, you will stop, flash your car lights 3 times, go underneath the bridge, turn around, turn back around, and stop in the middle of the bridge for 10 minutes. Then the graffiti on the walls will start to glow and blood will start to seep down the walls. If you see your name on the wall and hear banging on your car window and roof, drive out of the bridge once it stops. So don't fucking shit your pants and run off right away. You have to wait till it stops. If you see a tree with 2 kids hanging from it, do not stay and look around. Drive away because the legend states that seeing your name means that you're going to die soon. So if you see your name on the tunnel. Sorry, I got a little mixed up when I placed up in there. But if you see the kids hanging from the tree, don't stick around. Get the fuck out of there.
Even if they're still banging on their car?
I guess so.
Okay. I'm going to take my chances.
Sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on there too.
Yeah. But, I found it's interesting. And even with the Edna Collins Bridge, you have to go through this procedure in order to try to make something happen. And
Well, the Edna Collins would be because that's what her parents did.
right. But I also heard that there were reports at the Edna Collins that investigators were out there and they did all that stuff. Even there was other groups that showed up and they all tried it, and none of them had any success with it whatsoever. But, yeah, I don't, if you go into this bridge and you wait 10 minutes, you look and the graffiti starts glowing and blood starts coming down the wall. It just doesn't sound like a fun time.
No.
I mean, really.
No.
So what do you think it would say? Would it say J-Dub?
That's what I was going to say. Would it say Golden J?
Golden
or would it
J.
say Jeremy?
I don't know.
Or Jeremy?
It's Germ. Just Germ. Just Germ. So there you go. That is Hell's Gate down in Brazil, Indiana.
We need to go do it.
Or not.
Rocker chick, she'll go with me.
I'll go with you.
You guys are...
We've got a date planned here. We're going to go freak ourselves
Did you hear
out.
that?
What was that?
I thought it was somebody's stomach.
I'm sure it was. It was probably mine.
It sounded like it was behind me.
How can it sound like behind you? You have headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, J-Dub. We love J-Dub. We
He
love
went
her
off
more
the
than...
wall.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those, whisper walls.
Maybe it was in the back of my headphone. Words are hard.
Words are tough this evening. All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Once again, not a ton of information, but here we go. This is the French Lick Springs Hotel. So built in 1845 by Dr. William Bowles. He was enthralled by the miracle waters produced by the sulfur springs that naturally surface nearby. The waters, working miracles claim, drew guests from over 100 miles away, and everyone wanted to experience the power. I never heard that about French Lick, that there was some sort of miracle water down there. In 1888, the French Lick Springs Hotel rose to prominence after the mayor, Thomas Taggart, purchased the property. Upon his purchase, he immediately added luxurious. I really am having trouble. Furnishings, marble floors, built 2 championship golf courses, and started bottling the miracle water to sell to his guests. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the years, French Lick Springs Hotel has developed a strong reputation for being haunted. Staff in the past have attested to hearing the sounds of disembodied voices throughout the halls, as well as receiving mysterious phone calls from empty guest rooms. Those are always my favorite.
Ugh. Gross.
Yet the most enduring tale related to the spirit of Thomas Haggart himself. Stories abound of how Taggart will. Oh, sorry. Most of the stories about Thomas Taggart himself are the ones that kind of keep everybody around, and how he sticks around because this is
He's
the place that he
devoted,
built. Yeah.
Yep.
For instance, guests and employees alike have reported smelling phantom cigar tobacco as if Taggart was standing nearby. There have also been sightings of shadow apparitions near the service elevator, where they say that Taggart spent a lot of the time himself. So, another ghost on the premise is that of a former bellhop still lingering around the hotel. In fact, many guests have believed the bellhop to be a current employee of the hotel until they see an old photograph of him hanging on the wall, and they're like, "Oh fuck, that dude is gone." Yeah. So there you go. I'm sorry. There's also stories of red stains appearing in the guest room bathtub where some bride had committed suicide.
Ooh.
I was a little confused by this because French Lick Springs Hotel I thought was different than West Baden Springs Hotel. But when on some of the stories and research, the pictures that they showed of French Lick was the same as the West Baden. And the West Baden I've been in, it's a badass hotel, man. And
Where's that?
It's West Baden is actually French Lick and West Baden are separated by the river. So they're both relatively small towns. I mean, French Lick is not really that big, but where the casino and stuff's at, and then the West Baden Hotel is probably maybe a mile apart. So you have two different towns that are basically, it's kind of like what we got up here with Osceola, Elkhart, South Bend, Mishawaka, all that shit. Everything's just kind of plowed together. These are just really small towns.
Warsaw, Winona?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can get into Winona and not even realize you left Warsaw. Mm-hmm. And it's the same down there. You don't realize that you're out of French Lick and in West Baden. But the pictures they were showing of the French Lick Springs Hotel were pictures of the West Baden Hotel, which I've been in. And it's amazing. It is. I mean, if you ever get a chance to go there, I'd love to go down and spend. I think we could only afford one night there, but because it's 4 stories inside of a dome. So you basically your balcony goes out and you watch the dome. I mean, there's all kinds of shit going on out on the floor, and it's fucking huge. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. And I'd love to go stay there, but I don't think we can afford it. That and it's like fucking 5 hours away or some shit like that. But I've also been in the French Lick Casino down there too, which is a pretty cool place. But so yeah, I'm gonna have to check that into a little bit more, but because I thought they were 2 different places, but I could be wrong. I will report back later. Okay. But there you go. There's my 5 haunted places of Indiana that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yep, me too.
Keep it simple to each story and have fun with it.
Yeah, that's what you did.
So this is what I'm thinking about doing for Montana. So little 5 haunted places in Montana. I think that'd be fun. Cool. Some places you never heard of. Mm-hmm. All right. You guys have any questions?
I asked all mine.
All right.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little segment. Super excited to hear from you guys. Seriously. Yeah. Emails, theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Also, go check out our website, theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can see pictures of all 3 of Team Boozer going on there. We've talked about that before. I ain't going to get into detail on it. So, yeah, one other thing we want to let you know that Stitcher is actually closing up shop. I think they got bought out and they're being shut down. So if you listen to our podcast on Stitcher, I'm sorry you're going to lose your favorite podcast streaming site. We are on all the other ones, so if you want to go out and see Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Google, we're everywhere. So please don't, just because you lose Stitcher, please don't abandon us. Please stay. Seriously, we love our listeners. Mm-hmm. We love our emails.
We do.
We love to hear some of your own voice clips. Tell us about your favorite haunting story. I'm looking forward to getting some more. So looking forward to it. All right. Thank you. If you liked United States Paranormal, maybe you like something else in the Golden Mojo Entertainment family empire, which includes the Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs fans, the Golden 80s, Murd Nerds, or A Court of Books and Booze, you can find all the information for them at goldenmojoent.com. Yeah, there you go. I feel like I slighted the listeners on that walkout. I don't know. I just don't feel like I did a very good job.
No, I think you did great.
Huh. All right, guys. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. So keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Well, that took a minute.
Well, you usually go or point or something.
To support other Golden Mojo Entertainment productions, check out Golden Image Podcast, The Call Guys, and Murd Nerds wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. To see photos and find new episodes of the United States of Paranormal, follow us on our social media. Twitter at TUSOPPOD, or Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and Facebook, the United States of Paranormal. If you have a place that you'd like us to look into, or would like to share your spooky story that we can read on the air, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com.